Hello children, today we will discuss the worksheet of excretion. The first question of your worksheet of excretion is, what are the methods used by plants to get rid of the waste materials? By which methods plants remove their waste material? The answer of this worksheet is, this question is, the first thing, transpiration. The loss of excess water from the stomata of leaves is known as transpiration. So plants remove their liquid waste in the form of water vapors through stomata. And that's how the liquid waste is removed. That's how the leaves plays the role in the removal of waste products. Next, gaseous exchange through stomata. The stomata plays the part of transpiration, as well as that same stomata will help in the gaseous exchange. During day, plants release oxygen gas, and during night, plants release carbon dioxide gas. So these are the waste materials which are removed through leaves. There's one more question, that is the fourth question. The same answer will be there. The question 4 says, how do leaves of plants helps in excretion? The leaves of plants helps in excretion in the two manners, by stomata. Next, wilting of leaves or senescence of leaves, shredding of leaves. Certain waste materials are stored in the leaves, and when those leaves will shed off during autumn season, those leaves will remove the waste products from the plants. Next, raphids. Raphids are the solid spine-like structures present on certain fruits like yam, that is jamaican, or kiwi. Those raphids contains the waste products of the plants. When those fruits, when those parts are removed away from the plant, then along with those parts, the plants remove their waste products. So these raphids also helps in the removal of waste products. Next, through roots. It's a separate question as well, beta. How do plants' roots helps in the exclusion of waste products? The plant roots have thin or fine root hair which helps in the removal of waste products directly to the soil by diffusion. So the waste products are removed by diffusion directly to the soil. Next, in the form of gums, resins, and milky secretions. Certain plant parts like stem, leaves release certain gums like resin and certain milky secretions, and those secretions are the waste products of the plant. So by these methods, plants are removing their waste products. So there are certain ways by which the plants are removing their waste products. In that, you can write one more point, and that is removal of ripened fruits. The ripened fruits also contain certain waste products of the plants. When those ripened fruits will shut off from the plant, will detach from the plant, and those ripened fruit contains the waste. And that's how the waste products are removed by the plants. The question number 2 of your worksheet is, how the amount of urine produced regulated. The urine is produced in the kidneys, and that urine, the amount of urine is regulated by certain factors. The first factor is water reabsorption. The third question is structure and functioning of nephron. In that, we also study that some part of the water gets reabsorbed in the tubular part of the nephron. This water reabsorption controls the amount of urine produced. The more amount of water reabsorbed in the tubular part, the less amount of urine is produced. And that's how the water reabsorption plays a key role in the formation of urine. And the second is hormone, action of hormone and the name of the hormone is ADH, anti-diuretic hormone. This hormone is released by the pituitary gland, and this hormone increases the capacity of water absorption in the DCT, in the distal convoluted tubule. By that reabsorption, the amount of urine is regulated. So, the answer of that question is comprising of these 2 points, that water reabsorption in the tubular part and ADH, anti-diuretic hormone, controls the amount of urine regulated by increases the water reabsorption in distal convoluted tubule. Now we discuss the question number 3rd and 5th together. The question number 3rd says, describe the structure and functioning of nephrons. And question number 5th says, describe the process of urine formation in the kidneys. We'll discuss it all together. First we'll discuss the answer number 3rd, that the structure and functioning of nephron. As we all know, nephron is composed of 2 parts. One is Bowman's capsule and glomerulus. This cup-shaped structure is known as Bowman's capsule. In this Bowman's capsule, there is a capillary network formed by an arteriole. That arteriole is known as afferent arteriole. This is afferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole. This afferent arteriole brings the blood to this cup-shaped structure that is known as a Bowman's capsule. This structure is known as Bowman's capsule. This arteriole gets divided here into fine branches. This network of capillaries is known as glomerulus. Bowman's capsule and glomerulus together known as Malpighian tubule. This is the first part, where the first step of urine formation takes place, and that is ultrafiltration. That is the answer number 5th. What is ultrafiltration? The filtration of the blood and the removal of waste products from it into the Bowman's capsule, into the cup-shaped structure known as the Bowman's capsule, is known as ultrafiltration. During one day, approximately 180 liter of filtrate is produced, but the amount of urine produced is only 2 to 2.5 liters. 180 लीटर के करीब फिल्ट्रेट बनता है बच्चे यहाँ. ब्लड बार बार सर्कुलेट होता रहता है नेफ्रॉन्स में, बट यूरिन कितना प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है? सिर्फ 2 लीटर, 2 से 2.5 लीटर के करीब. तो बाकी फिल्ट्रेट कहाँ गया? Where does the amount of filtrate will go? Then a tubular part is formed. This tubular part composed of 2 convoluted parts. These are the 2 convoluted parts which are the sort of zigzag manner, and the other one is U shape, that is loop of Henle. This part is known as PCT, proximal convoluted tubule, and this part is known as DCT. DCT falls into another tubule, and that tubule is known as collecting duct. This is collecting duct. And this one is DCT, distal convoluted tubule. Now, this is efferent arteriole. This one. Afferent comes, divide into glomerulus, and the capillaries of glomerulus combine together to form efferent arteriole. Efferent arteriole. This efferent arteriole further divides into network of capillaries around nephron. This network will. And that will combine together to form a renal venule. This is renal venule. So, afferent arteriole brings the blood to Bowman's capsule. Then glomerulus combine together to form efferent arteriole, which makes a capillary network around this tubular region. This is the capillary network. This complex network of capillaries around this tubular part will perform the other two functions, out of which the second one is tubular reabsorption. The second step of urine formation is tubular reabsorption. Reabsorption is composed of two words. Re means again and absorption means to absorb something. The filtrate which comes into the Bowman's capsule, this filtrate, still contains certain useful materials. And those useful materials are glucose, amino acids, salts and water. These useful materials are again reabsorbed into it. These are to be reabsorbed into the blood capillaries again. So this step is known as the reabsorption or tubular reabsorption. The reabsorption of useful material like glucose, amino acids, salts and water in the tubular part of nephron is known as tubular reabsorption. There is one more question in your worksheet. Name the four materials which are reabsorbed. The four materials which are reabsorbed are glucose, amino acids, water and salts. The third step and the last step of urine formation is tubular resecretion. Re means again and secretion means to secrete something. Useful materials are reabsorbed into this blood capillaries, into these capillaries. Along with that, simultaneously, certain waste products are released into the tubular part. And those waste products are ammonia and some amount of potassium ion. So these are the waste materials, some amount of potassium as well as ammonium ion as well. So these are the waste products which are still present in that blood, and those are to be resecreted into the tubular part so that that tubular part contain it and then ultimately discharge into it into the collecting duct. Multiple collecting ducts join together to form ureter, and ureter will carry the urine from kidneys to the urinary bladder. So that's how urine formation takes place, and this is the structure of and working of nephron. This part loop of Henle. This is the tubular part which has three parts: descending loop, transverse loop and ascending loop. So that's the answer of your question number 3rd as well as question number 5th. Now the question number 4th. How do leaves of the plants helps in excretion? We had discussed it, but the leaves of the plants helps in excretion by tiny microscopic pores known as stomata, through which the loss of water occurs by transpiration, and the second is gaseous exchange. Rather than that, leaves also helps in excretion by wilting, by shredding off. As leaves store certain waste materials, when those leaves shed off, those waste material along with those leaves will also removed away. Next, the question number 6. Name a common nutrient that is reabsorbed or absorbed in the small intestine as well as reabsorbed in the kidney tubule. एक ऐसे न्यूट्रिएंट का नाम लिखना है बच्चे जो स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन में भी एब्जॉर्ब हो रहा है और रीअब्सॉर्ब हो रहा है किडनी ट्यूब्यूल में, एंड दैट न्यूट्रिएंट इज ग्लूकोज. Glucose and amino acids both are the nutrients which are absorbed in the kidney tubules, but glucose is the common which is absorbed in the small intestine as well as which is reabsorbed in the kidney tubules. Along with that you can write water as well, but generally water is not considered as a nutrient. So the answer number 6 is glucose, and you can write water as well if you want to. So these are the two materials which are absorbed in the small intestine as well as reabsorbed in the kidney tubules. Question number 7 is a diagram which says draw a diagram of human excretory system and label on it kidney, ureter, urinary bladder and urethra. Basically the diagrams wants to know about the 4 major parts of the excretory system. So the answer number 7 is we have to draw a diagram. Human beings have 2 kidneys which are bean shaped. So draw bean shaped like structures. Out of the 2 kidneys, the kidney which is present on the left side is slightly above, and the kidney which is present on the right side is slightly lower down, so that it can give the position to the liver. So this one is the left kidney and this one is right kidney. They have 2 triangular shaped glands over them which are known as adrenal glands. Adrenal gland does not play any role in excretion. That's just the structural composition which we are representing. So out of these 2 pipes are originated, 2 ducts are originated, which ducts are known as ureters. Those ducts are fall into an inverted tear-like structure known as urinary bladder. These ducts carry the urine from kidneys to urinary bladder, and these ducts are known as ureters. There are 2 ureters, each from 1 kidney, and then the bladder which is known as urinary bladder. Urinary bladder temporarily stores the urine until we go for the urination, and then there is a urethra. Urethra has an opening which is known as urethral opening, which is controlled by a sphincter which is known as urethral sphincter. Through this urethra we remove the urine out of the body. Then there are 2 vessels, blood vessels, which brings the blood and takes away the blood from the kidneys. One is the renal artery and other one is renal vein. This one is renal artery and this one is renal vein. This one goes to the further and divided in the form of aorta, but that is not to be represented in this diagram. So that's the human excretory system. That is also a previous year question of 2018 board exam. So draw this diagram very carefully. The next question is 8th question. Name 2 major components of human urine. The major components of human urine is water, approximately 97%, and urea, the nitrogenous waste which is present in urine. And because of the presence of urea, we are known as ureotelic. Question number 9 of your worksheet is name the 4 substances in the initial filtrate which are selectively reabsorbed as the filtrate flows along the tubule. We have discussed the structure and functioning of nephron bache. In that we studied when the filtrate will comes into the U-shaped Bowman's capsule and goes to the next tubular part like PCT, loop of Henle and DCT, there are certain materials which are again reabsorbed into the blood. Now we have to answer those raw materials. What are the raw materials which are reabsorbed? And the raw materials which are reabsorbed are glucose, amino acids, salts, especially potassium ion and sodium ion, and the last one is water. These are the four materials which are reabsorbed from the filtrate into the blood, into the capillary network again. Then answer number 10. Excretory systems plays a very important role in maintaining the homeostasis and acid-base balance. Justify. First we'll discuss what is homeostasis. The state due to which a body's internal conditions are kept constant is known as homeostasis. एक ऐसी स्टेट बचे, एक ऐसी प्रोसेस जिससे एक बॉडी के अंदर की कंडीशंस को कांस्टेंट रखा जाता है, उसे हम होम्योस्टेसिस कहते हैं. तो ये क्वेश्चन यही है बच्चे कि कैसे किडनीज हेल्प कर रही हैं होम्योस्टेसिस में और एसिड बेस बैलेंस में हमारी बॉडी के अंदर. तो बच्चे आंसर वुड बी द फर्स्ट इज रिमूवल और एलिमिनेशन ऑफ वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट्स. Kidneys helps in the removal of nitrogenous waste, that is urea, out of our body, by which homeostasis is maintained. Kidneys बच्चे हमारी बॉडी से नाइट्रोजनस वेस्ट को बाहर कर रही हैं, नाइट्रोजनस वेस्ट जैसे कि यूरिया, और उससे हमारी बॉडी का इंटरनल कंडीशंस क्या रह रहा है, कांस्टेंट. The second is acid base, then removal and uptake of ions. The some part of our body, or not very, but some part of the nephron absorb hydrogen ion and release bicarbonate ion. So this exchange of hydrogen ion and bicarbonate ion at CO3 1 negative. The bicarbonate ion is at CO3 1 negative. This exchange keeps on occurring between the tubular part and the blood capillary network around it. Due to that exchange, the acid-base balance inside the filtrate is maintained. Inside the body is maintained. Next. 11th question. What are the two functions performed by the human kidneys? What are the two functions which are performed by the human kidneys? The first is osmoregulation. Kidneys maintain the salt and water balance inside the body of human beings. That is why kidneys are known as major osmoregulatory organs. Kidneys maintain the salt and water balance of our body. That's why they are major osmoregulatory organs of our body. So they maintain the osmoregulation of our body. Second function of kidneys is removal or excretion of nitrogenous waste. The nitrogenous waste of our body is urea, and that urea is removed by the kidneys in the nephrons in the form of urine. So that removal of waste products is done in the kidneys. Next, acid-base balance. Kidneys helps in the maintenance of pH inside our body. pH means acidic and basic nature. That is maintained by in our body by the kidneys. So these are the functions which are performed by the kidneys. Question number 12 of your worksheet is composed of three parts, A, B and C. The A part is define excretion. What is excretion, bache? Removal of waste products out of the body is known as excretion. Or you can say elimination of the waste products out of the body is known as excretion. The question number B, it's a question number 12th. B part is name the basic filtration unit present in the kidney. And the filtration unit of kidney is known as nephron. Along with the filtration unit, the structural and functional unit of kidneys is also known as nephron. The C part is divided into further 3 subparts. Which part of the human excretory system performs the following function? कुछ बच्चे फंक्शंस दिए गए, पूछ रहा है कि कौन सा ऐसा पार्ट है एक्सक्रीटरी सिस्टम का जो ये फंक्शन परफॉर्म करता है. द फर्स्ट इज which part of our excretory system forms urine? Which part forms urine, बच्चे? Kidneys. Kidneys form urine. The second subpart is a long tube which collects urine from the kidneys. लंबी ट्यूब जो यूरिन कलेक्ट करती है किडनी से, and that long tube is ureter. Third part, stores urine is passed out. The urine which is stored is passed out, and that is urethra. So from the urethra, our body will exclude out the urine. Question number 13 is composed of 3 parts. The first part is what is kidney failure? Dysfunctioning of the kidneys to remove the waste products is known as kidney failure. Whensoever kidneys won't be able to perform the function of elimination of waste products out of the body, that is known as kidney failure. Kidney failure is due to any physical reason or as well as any internal reasons. Second is B part, what is artificial kidney or a dialyzer? What is artificial kidney or dialyzer? It is a physiochemical device used to remove the waste products from the blood in case of kidney failure. Whenever a person suffers kidney failure, then the waste products of the blood are removed by a physiochemical device, and that physiochemical device is known as artificial kidney or dialyzer. Next is, what is hemodialysis? What is hemodialysis? The process by which the blood is purified. It is the process by which blood is purified by an artificial device, by an artificial kidney, to the patients which are suffered from kidney failure. So hemodialysis is the process, and the artificial kidney or the dialyzer is the device which is used to remove the waste products out of the blood of the patients which are suffered from the kidney failure. Last question of your worksheet is, what is the mechanism of hemodialysis? Explained. Hemodialysis is the process by which we artificially pure the blood by passing the blood through a dialyzing solution. Now, bache, the mechanism of hemodialysis is to be explained. For this, we have to draw a diagram, and for that diagram, we withdraw the blood from our artery by the help of a pump. So that vessel comes from artery, and the blood, impure blood, is pumped by the help of this pump into the dialyzer. This setup is the dialyzer. These are thin semi-permeable tubes. Semi-permeable means which allows only the selected material to come in and goes out. Here the dialyzing solution, the dialyzer is there, which is the same composition as that of pure blood, except urea. Dialyzer does not contain urea. So when the blood is passes through these tubes, waste material goes out and useful material comes in. जो वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट है वो बाहर आ जाएगा और यूजफुल मटेरियल अंदर चला जाएगा इन पाइप्स के अंदर. And that's how the blood is purified. Then the purified blood is pumped into a vein. So that purified blood is pumped into the vein. The blood which we bring out is from artery, and the vessel in which the pure blood is poured in is vein. This is dialysing solution which has multiple semi-permeable membranes through which when impure blood passes, the waste material goes out and useful material comes in. These two jars, one is of fresh dialyzer, which is to be refilled inside this dialysing machine, and this jar composed of the waste or used dialyzer. Used dialyzer contains the waste material. So that's how the blood is purified by artificial kidney or hemodialyzer.